Namo Vishnu Paraya Krishna Prastayo Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namo Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvesesa Sunyabade Prasachare So Tarine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvesesa Sunyavare Jayo Radho Madhava Kunja Bihare Jayo Radho Madhava Kunja Bihare Gopichana Vallabha Girivaradhare Gopichana Vallabha Girivaradhare Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachare Yamuna Tiravanachare Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garodha Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Guru Bhaktivinoda ki. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. This morning Bhagavatam class will be from the 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 24, text 30. Right? And the title for the chapter is Chanting the Song Sang by Lord Shiva. Shiva Maheshwara ki. Repeat after me. Atha Bhagavata Yuyam Priya Stha Bhagavan Yatha Na Mad Bhagavatanam Cha Priyan Anyo Sti Karhichit Atha Bhagavata Yuyam Priyastha Bhagavan Yata Namad Bhagavatanam Cha Priyan Anyosti Karhichit Atha Bhagavata Yuyam Atha Bhagavata Yuyam Priyastha Bhagavan Yata Priyastha Bhagavan Yata Namad Bhagavatanam Cha Namad Bhagavatanam Cha Priyan Anyosti Karhichit Priyan Anyosti Karhichit What meaning? Please repeat after me. Atha, therefore, Bhagavata, devotees, Yuyam, all of you, Priyaha, very dear to me, Sta, you are, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Yata, as, Na, neither, Mat, than me, Bhagavatanam, of the devotees, Cha, also, Priyan, very dear, Anya, others, Asti, there is, Karhichet, at any time. Translation and proposed by His Divine Srila Prabhupada. You are all devotees of the Lord, and as such I appreciate that you are as respectable as the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. I know in this way that the devotees also respect me, and that I am dear to them. Thus no one can be as dear to the devotees as I am. Responsibly, please repeat after me. You are all devotees of the Lord, and as such I appreciate that you are all respectable as the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. I know in this way that the devotees also respect me, and that I am dear to them. Thus no one can be as dear to the devotees as I am. It is said, Vaishnavanam Yatha Sambhu, Lord Shiva is the best of all devotees. Therefore, all devotees of Lord Krishna are also devotees of Lord Shiva. It's not shocking at all. In Vrindavan, there is Lord Shiva's temple called Gopeshwara. And in fact, it's Gopeshwara Mahadev temple. This is. But anyway, the gopis used to worship not only Lord Shiva, but Katyayani or Durga as well. But the aim was to attain the favor of Lord Krishna. A devotee of Lord Krishna does not disrespect Lord Shiva, but worship Lord Shiva as the most exalted devotee of Lord Krishna. Consequently, whenever a devotee worships Lord Shiva, he prays to Lord Shiva to achieve the favor of Krishna, and he does not request material profit. In Bhagavad Gita 7.20, it is said that generally people worship demigods for some material profit. Kamaistera itagyanam asuram bhava sritam. Okay, that verse. Driven by material lust, they worship demigods, but the devotee never does so, for he is never driven by material lust. That is the difference between the devotee's respect for Lord Shiva and Asura respect for him. The Asura worship Lord Shiva, takes some benediction from him, misuse the benediction, and ultimately is killed by the Supreme Person of Godhead, who awards him liberation. Because Lord Shiva is a great devotee of the Supreme Person of Godhead, he loves all the devotees of the Supreme Lord. Lord Shiva and the Prachetas, Lord Shiva told the Prachetas that because they were devotees of the Lord, he loved them very much. Lord Shiva was not kind and merciful only to the Prachetas. Anyone who is a devotee of the Supreme Person of Godhead is very dear to Lord Shiva. Not only are the devotees dear to Lord Shiva, but he respects them as much as he respects the Supreme Person of Godhead. Similarly, devotees of the Supreme Lord also worship Lord Shiva as the most dear devotee of Lord Krishna. They do not worship him as a separate personality of Godhead. It is said in the list of the Nama Aparad that it is an offense to think that the chanting of Hari and the chanting of Hara or Shiva are the same. The devotees must always know that Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Person of Godhead and that Lord Shiva is his devotee. A devotee should be offered respect on the level of the Supreme Person of Godhead. Point to be noted, this one. And sometimes even more respect. Indeed, Lord Rama, the personality of Godhead himself, sometimes worship Lord Shiva. If a devotee is worshipped by the Lord, why should a devotee not be worshipped by other devotees on the same level with the Lord? Question mark. This is the conclusion. From this verse, it appears that Lord Shiva blessed the Asuras simply for the sake of formality. Actually, he loves one who is devoted to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Do the verse again. Bhagavatam 4:24-30 verse. Atha Bhagavata yuyam priyastha bhagavan yata namad bhagavatanam cha priyam anyosti karhichit. Translation. You are all devotees of the Lord, and as such, I appreciate that you are as respectable as the Supreme Person of Godhead himself. I know in this way that the devotees also respect me, and I am dear to them. Thus, no one can be as dear to the devotees as I am. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Krishnai Kacheta Madamoha Vinasha Karim Madhusukara Prabhu Prabhupada Swami Vidusavudi Parivudi Manda Buddhim Sanchintayami Charano Tava Bhakti Hetu. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Garada Shiva Shri Shri Gaura Bhakta Vinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kipasindhya evacha paditanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. It's a very beautiful verse. Srila Prabhupada made few points, but he's coming to eventually the conclusion is that a devotee's respect for each other is so important. And there are so many different categories of devotees of Lord. And then a devotee, because he is situated on a higher platform, Srila Prabhupada called a Vaishnava a gentleman. A gentleman never disrespects any living entity. What to speak of human being, but any living entity, a Vaishnava respect. The incident, stories that explain, if I'm not mistaken, it was Vasudeva Datta or Datta. He would take the worm and fell down. And so Vasudeva Datta, a great Vaishnava, he had this worm on his body that fell down on the ground. He took the worm and put it back in its place. Don't have to do that, but you had to really be really advanced stage. But the point I would make that the devotee respect for each other is a first step of advancement in spiritual life. Because the Vaishnavas are known, they are the Kripa Siddhas. Vaishnava known Kripa Siddhas, that mean our advancement depend on the mercy of the Vaishnavas. So, Vaishnava's mercy, if one can have the three elements, these items, substance, or you can call, it's the Padadui, Padajala, and the remnants, the three powerful elements, substance you can have to make a quick advancement is Padajala, the water that been used to wash the feet of the Vaishnava, great devotee. You take the water and sprinkle over your head, or you even drink the water. And then the dust from the great Vaishnava's lotus feet, you smear on the body. And then the remnants, food that left over when a Vaishnava eats, and he, before, if you are a host and you receive a Vaishnava at home, the custom is that you don't eat before your guests are finished. The best part of it is when the Vaishnava is finished, you have the remnants that's been left. It is the best part of the meal you can have. And that's so fulfilling that this particle, that remnants that's left. Of course, that Vaishnava should be in a good status and in a high level. But if that Vaishnava that you taking the remnants from, if he is not following regulating principle, he is not in a good status. If you take the leftover from that person, you may go to hell with him together. So teamwork. So what happened? Be careful that you don't take enough, and of course, and it's working the other way. If you're not allowed to give your remnants to any Vaishnava, that's an offense. You don't offer your remnants from your plate to another Vaishnava. Because the Vaishnava, by nature, they're very humble. Out of humility, they feel that they are not advanced, they are not on that stage, on that level, that I can give my remnants to another devotee. He feels that other Vaishnavas are more advanced than me. Why should I take my remnants and my leftover and give that Vaishnava? It's very... we probably don't pay so much of attention to all these details, but it's so important that to make advancement in spirituality, we have to understand, we have to be in a level that we don't commit offense. So it says that you offer respect to another Vaishnava, the same respect that you give to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You give the same respect to a Vaishnava who has dedicated his life in the service of the Lord. You give him the same respect. So when you're serving a Vaishnava, a guru, or someone who has dedicated his life to the spiritual spreading of the holy name, or has given his life for everybody, a sannyasi or guru, you be very, very careful. So something that I learned, that if somebody is serving, he feels that he's not qualified to serve a Vaishnava. You can imagine. I'm serving you, but I don't feel I'm qualified enough to offer that service to you. So a Vaishnava should feel he is I can use that word. Feel like like an idiot, but you don't act like an idiot. So that's what I learned from the guru, from my spiritual master. So the very important point that you feel like an idiot, you feel like you're zero, you're so stupid but you don't act stupid. It's the difference. I'll give you a good example. So to serve a Vaishnava, you have to be very, very careful. Attention to detail. You receive a host, receive a place to sit, comfortable. The person has to be comfortable. And then you offer the best item to the Vaishnava. And then what do? That's one incident. This guru just came from the airport. It was late, around... No, it was... okay. It was... that was noon. It was lunchtime. Just offering of the deities, Raj Bhagavatam came out that time. So this devotee was serving this... I don't want to mention name. So he was serving the spiritual master. So he was serving the spiritual master his lunch. He gave a darshan. Then after that, he was going to eat. Then he noticed, the guru noticed that the prasad was cold. And to have ghee not warm, to eat like lump of ghee in your mouth. So you have to heat it up and warm it. So he told his servant, he gave him the food. He said, go and heat it. He said, go and heat it. So he went and ate it. So he didn't hear, he didn't pay attention. He said, he thought maybe the heat, he heard eat. So he said, go and heat it. So he took the plate of the prasadam of the guru was serving. And I was there that time to witness that. So, and he came with the plate of prasadam, full, what a range of varieties were there on the plate. So he was coming, and devotees were chasing him. So he was chasing. So Guru said, you know what? I can eat it. I can go eat. So he ate a little bit and said, no, it's cold, and take it away. So he thought he got remnants. So devotee was chasing after him to have some of the remnants. He was playing, hard to get. They had to chase him everywhere. Imagine about 5-6 devotees chasing him to get some of that. So everybody ate. But the guru starved. The guru starved. Then he gave in a class, he said, I was waiting for my prasad, but my servant never bring it back. He said that he made a point. A person must feel like a fool, but he mustn't act like a fool. He must feel like a stupid, but not act like a stupid. He must pay attention. That's a hearing. Shravanam is the first stage. The Shravanam is so important. If you can listen carefully, he said, the best person can give the best class, the one who listen carefully. The one who listen, a good listener, he become a good speaker. And the one who become a good listener, he became a good Vaishnava, a good devotee. And he listened and he practiced, and he become like a parrot. He can repeat what he heard. It's okay. So Srila Prabhupada make a point here that Lord Shiva, to have this position, there are a lot of misunderstanding. I'll give you an example. I think I said that before. This devotee visit one person, one lady. He was doing Sankirtan, so he went to that house, and he told, and when he came there, he was preaching to the person and saying, then he was saying how Krishna is the supreme person of Godhead, and we have to become a devotee of the Lord. You have to be devotee of Krishna. So then he said, what about Shiva? She asked, what about Lord Shiva and other Devata Devis? He said, no, we don't worship them. No, we don't worship demigods. So we don't, and these are preachers. They are preachers who are going out there and preaching to people, innocent people, to supposed to be guiding them. So he said, no, we don't worship demigods. And the word demigods also not used in a proper way. The word demigod mustn't be used. There's no half God. So Prabhupada wanted to explain in the West that what Devata Devis are. They are demigod, but they are in a proper way to put it. They are ministers, administrators in different departments. It's very important, more important. They are more elevated than an ordinary human being. That's why they are the Devata Devis that in charge of different department head. So then he said, no, we don't worship demigod. Then then she showed him a painting on the wall of Lord Shiva. He said, but this painting I bought from the ISKCON devotees. There was a Krishna arrangement that, to teach that devotee a good lesson. But he said, but this painting, you've seen that painting, the old painting. Parvati is sitting here, and Lord Shiva sitting just on his snake. So then he said, but I bought this painting from the ISKCON devotees. And why you don't worship, don't believe, but you're distributing? He couldn't answer the question. So at one time, because that person is telling me what really happened, then I went there. He said, my apologies, please forgive that person. He said, forgive. But he should have explained to you properly. These are Vaishnava. Shiva is the greatest devotee of the Lord. He lives simply. He blessed his worshippers, he blessed his devotees with opulence, but he himself, he lived simply. So simple. With ashes on his body, snake, garlands of skulls, and there's so many meaning to each and every item that he wears. The moon, the water, the Ganga's coming from his jat, from his hair. Each and every one has a meaning. We have limited time to speak about that, but I can just touch a little bit of having ashes. Go to all the cemetery and pick the ashes from the bodies that have been burned and put over. That his mercy he wanted to show. Because he is so merciful that he is compassionate towards the spirit, the ghost, the hobgoblins, all the pieces looked down and rejected. And even merciful that you liberate even them, the spirit, the ghost. So that is mercy. And Lord Shiva is not surprising. Why so many temples of Lord Shiva and Durga and so less temple of Lord Krishna and Ram and Lakshmi Narayan? There are more temples of Lord Shiva. But it's not surprising. Those who don't know, probably will say, oh, why not temple of Krishna? Because he is the Supreme Person of Godhead. But Lord Shiva is the daddy. He is the father of this creation. And Mother Durga is the mother of this creation. That's why Siram yata dadi visada yogat sandayate pitagva asti heto ya sambutam apidata samupayta kariyat govindam adi purusham tamaham vajami. Lord Brahma described Lord Shiva that Siram yata dadi. Siram is milk, and dadi means yogurt. Milk just like milk is transformed into yogurt. Lord Shiva is a transformation of the milk, who's Krishna, into yogurt. Now you can't separate milk and yogurt, isn't it? It's the same. Milk become yogurt. Although yogurt can't become milk, but milk became yogurt. So, Siram yata dadhi vikara visesa. Vikara visesa means he has a special manifestation of the Lord. Special manifestation. Vikara visesa. Even greater than Lord Brahma, who apparently created Lord Shiva. Why he is greater? Because Lord Brahma is in Jiva Tattva. There's Vishnu Tattva, Jiva Tattva, and Shiva Tattva. He's got his own category. There are many incidents where Lord Shiva chastised Lord Brahma. How can it chastise? It's like his father, but it chastised Lord Brahma. There are many incidents where he was attracted to the female form. I don't want to go into detail because our guests and all that. But he was chastised. Lord Brahma, he had more than 4 heads. He had 5, probably. He lost because also he said Chaturmukha, Brahma bole Chaturmukha, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Rama bole, Rama Rama Hare Hare. So Lord Shiva chant the name of Lord Ram, Lord Brahma chant the name of Lord Krishna, but it says Chaturmukha, Lord Shiva, Brahma is Chaturmukha, and then Lord Shiva also had 4 heads, right? But Brahma was chastised by Lord Shiva many times. How Lord Shiva is so special that he actually, when there was a chaos, you know the story. When there was chaos, when the Mandal, when they were churning the ocean for nectar, for immortality, for the demigods, for the devas, they were churning the ocean. There was no one who came forward when the poison manifested. Because the poison manifested because Lord Shiva was not actually consulted that time. But even offense caused by that devas for his position But eventually, Lord Shiva came, to actually save the day. And when it was trouble, when the poison man came, just like when you churn butter, there's the part that there's the makan that comes, and then also the other waste also come in there when you're churning. The same way, there's poison part of it. Then what to do with the poison? Then, why Ganesha is considered the destroyer of the obstacle? That's where he got his position as the destroyer of the obstacle. And then when no one could solve the problem, Lord Ganesha, in his meditated. In his meditation, he pleased Lord Shiva. When he pleased Lord Shiva, to please save us from this situation like this. That's why, and when Lord Shiva was pleased with the prayer of Lord Ganesh, then he accepted the responsibility to actually, drink those, the poison. Then he has this Nilkant. Because just like Lord Krishna has Shakti, his power is the Bahiranga, Antaranga, and all this energy. Lord Shiva also has energy. Parvati, Durga. So, by the power of Durga Devi, of the Shakti, actually he could save. He could hold that poison on his throat. And then he got a name, Nilkant. That one with the blue throat. Nilkant. So Lord Shiva, just like Krishna has many names in different activities, every activity that Lord Shiva does, he gets a name. When he put the ashes on his body, he becomes Bhutnath. Bhutnath, the lord of the ghost of goblins. When he is so pleased with all his devotees, his worshippers, Ashutosh. When he doesn't take offense from anybody. He just calm, he becomes Bholinath. You know the story when he was offended, when Lord Shiva was sitting on his lap, and then he was criticized. How is an assembly Parvati sitting next when all the devas there, and only, according to them, only one lady is sitting there, and all of them, a deva, one lady sitting there with Lord Shiva, and then it was not proper. So it was, but Lord Shiva, that's the energy of Lord Shiva. It can't be separated. Srimati Radharani with Lord Krishna cannot be separated. So that's the pleasure potency of the Lord is Radharani. The same way Lord Shiva also has his energy with his Parvati Durga. Later become Katyayani. Is a fierce form, Srila Prabhupada mentioned here in a purport. Katyayani, the fierce form, the destroyer of the demons. And so Lord Shiva's now, I made some point that Prabhupada made some point that devotee have to respect Lord Shiva. And there's a name given to Lord Shiva is Gopeshwara Shiva. Prabhupada mentioned here, Gopeshwara Shiva, the master of the gopis, the leader of the gopis, the lord of the gopis, Gopeshwara Shiva. Why not Krishna become this Gopeshwara Shiva? Gopeshwara Krishna. Why Lord Shiva? And then the Gopeshwara Shiva, the name was given by Lord Krishna himself. The name was given to Lord Shiva, Gopeshwara Shiva. There's Gopeshwara Mahadev Mandir in Vrindavan. It's about... anyone who's been to Vrindavan, in a place called Vamsivat, is 1 kilometer from there on the bank of the Yamuna, is the temple of Gopeshwara Shiva. And Sanatana Goswami used to go regularly to have darshan of Gopeshwara Shiva before he started his day. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited the temple, and all the other Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada. and then he visited that Gopeshwara Shiva Mandir. Gopeshwara Shiva Mandir was established there after the beautiful pastime of Lord Shiva, who wanted to participate in a rasa dance. And then he couldn't, because rasa dance, the only male, in fact, we are all females. The truth is, we are Prakriti. Even a male is considered a female. In the creation is Prakriti, which is, it is female. Our body is made of earth, which is Prakriti. Even a male form is considered Prakriti. The only Purusha is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we are supposed to be enjoyed by the Lord, because He is the only Purusha. We are all Prakriti. If I leave my body, I can take a female body, although because the soul is not male or female. So Gopeshwara Shiva, despite, he wanted to, what happened, when he was meditating, he heard the sound of the flute, and then the rasa dance was happening, and Lord Shiva came to participate in the rasa dance. He couldn't enter. Yogamaya stopped. He said, no, you can't enter. Yeah. And the only Purusha is Lord Krishna. You can't be there. Yeah. So he said, how are we going to do that? How? Because I want to, experience. He said, then you have to transform. So it was Manasi Ganga. And so Manasarovar, the lake where he went, he was asked to go there. If I'm not mistaken, Yogamaya advised that he must go and meet Vrinda Devi, who will guide you step by step how to participate. And Vrinda Devi, she was the queen of Vrindavan. I would say was. Also, she is called Vrinda Devi. We call Tulsi Devi, in other word. And that's Vrindavan was given as a gift to Srimati Radharani. Because Vrinda Devi owned Vrindavan before. Is another story, another day. Vrindavan was owned by Vrinda Devi, who offered as a gift to Srimati Radharani. And Srimati Radharani became the queen of Vrindavan. So Vrinda Devi guided Lord Shiva to enter Manasa Sarovar, Manasi Ganga, and then came out as a gopi. But he was a gopi, but he still had the snake around his neck. He transformed as a gopi, but he still had a snake. So to cover the snake, he had a veil covered like that to hide the snake. Yeah. And then we have enough time. So, and the rasa dance is a place. The place that rasa dance takes place is called Rasasthali. Is very auspicious, dedicated that no one can enter Rasasthali, and so that place rasa dance take place. So the rasa dance was happening. They were all dancing, and then and it stopped. When it stopped, Lord Krishna said, "No, there's something is not right." So must investigate now what's going on, because it's not the same mood. Because it's only different. So, if I'm not mistaken, Lalita Devi was asked to investigate, to check. So, you want to check, pick up the veil, everybody check. Anyone, any male or Purusha, apart from Krishna, they say any other male. Then when he carried on, then it saw. This gopi is very, very strange. Got a snake. Then when she was brought, or he was brought, Lord Shiva was brought in front of Lord Krishna, and then Lord Krishna knew, and he smiled, and he said, "Maheshwar, you're here." So he was pleased. He was very pleased. He said, "Maheshwar, you're here," and then he was so pleased. He said. He said, from now on you'll be called Gopeshwara Shiva, Mahadev. You are the Lord of the gopis. And imagine. And then say, not only that, Rasasthali, the section where the rasa dance takes place, is guarded by Gopeshwara Shiva. that nobody can enter. Then Lord Shiva is an expansion of Sadashiva. And Sadashiva is the spiritual form that stop anyone who is not qualified to enter spiritual world, the heavenly planets. Imagine. So, and then, then he became Gopeshwara Shiva. That's Mandir established there. So Sanatana Goswami earlier said, Sanatana Goswami is staying in Vrindavan. He was going to see Gopeshwara Shiva Mahadev darshan daily. He was going daily. And he was elderly. And then imagine to walk about 6 to 7 kilometers every day. So time 2. So like you're looking at 6, 7 to go, 6, 7 to come back. Around Vamsibat. From Vamsibat to Banki Bihari is about 1 kilometer, what the Gopeshwara Shiva Mandir is. So Sanatana Goswami will walk 6, 7 kilometers and he will come back daily. Then he continue with his activities. And he couldn't walk anymore, but he was still going. Lord Shiva came in his dream and told him, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Then he said, no, my Lord, I have to. I have to do that. I have to have your darshan on daily basis. They say, all right, I'll walk to you. They say, I'll come to you. I'll walk to you. Then he, in fact, the Gopeshwara Shiva Mandir also is about halfway. So he walked halfway. So it was 6.5 kilometers, 7 kilometers. He came halfway. Always say, what? Maybe that thing came up from there. I'll meet you halfway. Maybe, I don't know. So Lord Shiva met him halfway. So he walked halfway to Gopeshwara Mandir. He was in Vrindavan, so he went halfway. So he had darshan. He didn't have to walk so much. And then Srila Prabhupada also had darshan. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati would take darshan regularly. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went there almost on daily basis of darshan while he was there. And Srila Prabhupada, one devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, if we walk past a Shiva temple, what should we do? Should we just walk? Srila Prabhupada said, you fall down immediately. You fall down immediately and pay your obeisances to Lord Shiva. Is that without the mercy of the Lord Shiva, you will never get bhakti. You never get pure devotion of Lord Krishna. So, and then Lord Shiva wanted to. Also, another incident where Lord Shiva wanted to have darshan of Lord Krishna in Nandagram. You know that. It's a beautiful pastime in Krishna book. So, like I told you earlier, even Lord Shiva's father-in-law can't understand Lord Shiva because no one can understand a pure devotee of the Lord. No one can understand. The story of Jadabharat, he was a great Vaishnava, Jadabharat, and he was so simple. Even King Rahugan, who was a king at that time, couldn't understand Jadabharat, who was a king previously, and he took a birth as very simple, living in a family of 4 or 5 boys, and he was working in a paddy field. He was living simply and sleeping in a hut and eating the leftovers and all the burned food left by the brothers, and he was doing this austerity and penance, but internally he was so absorbed in the bhakti of Lord Krishna, but externally he was not showing it. He was like a devotee even people misunderstand the Vaishnava. You see, the shaved head, wearing bed sheet, and shaved head wearing bed sheet. These people, nobody. They are nobody. They are nobody. We are with suit and tie, fancy cars. So we think we are more advanced, more elevated than these people who are wearing bed sheet, shave-headed, and then walking down the street and then eating khichdi in the morning, and then, they are beggars, they are so, So no, the anand, the bliss that you have eating khichdi you will never experience it. Until you taste and eat the prasad and remnants. Earlier I said, we eat the remnants every day. We know leftovers of Krishna every day. Mercy of the Lord. And then I was saying, yes, misunderstanding the Vaishnava. So Shiva was misunderstood. And he is still misunderstood that he's not as great. I mean, he's not, because he doesn't live in a palace like Indra. And like Daksha, his father-in-law insulted him, and then they invited him for yagya, and you know the story like that. And he was, and Lord Shiva, he doesn't use violence. His Shakti does all this. When Daksha's head was taken off his body, he didn't do it. Lord Shiva didn't do it. His Shakti, Durga Shakti, that did it. Lord Shiva he's not into violence. And then Lord Shiva is only time when there is a pralay, Shristi Sthiti Pralaya Sadata Sakti Eka Chaiva Yashi Vibhani Vibharti Durga Ichhana Rupam Apiyasya Chatire Satesa Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. This verse of Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma explained Shristi Titi of Durga. Shristi Titi Pralay. These three words are very important. Shristi, Pralay, and Icha. Srishti, Pralay, and Icha in that verse. Srishti, Rachna, you have manifestation, Srishti, and Pralay, dissolution. The word dissolution is used is not a complete destruction. Dissolution is like a revamping, like a revamp. So, Srishti, Sthiti, Pralay, Sarana Sakti, Icha. The word Icha in that verse is very important. Is without the will of Lord Govinda, nothing. Durga Devi cannot act. And Bhagavad Gita also explained, Maya Dakshina Prakriti Suyate Sakaracharam. That without the Icha of the Lord, Durga Devi doesn't act. So Durga also acts as the Shakti to destroy. So the same way, Lord Shiva was misunderstood when he came at Nandagram, and he was not allowed inside because he had his ashes and snake. He's a very strange looking person. He was like a sadhu. He came as a sadhu, but he still had the snake on him. And he was not allowed. Because he was not allowed darshan of the Lord, the Lord started crying. When he left, the Lord started crying, and he didn't want to stop. So they found out after later on actually who came here. Somebody came here. Mother Yashoda didn't allow to see my son. We get frightened. Who can frighten the Lord, the Supreme Lord? No one. So when he came there, then he said, all right, they found out the Lord Shiva. They had to beg Lord Shiva to please come back. Please, they find him and please come back. And then Lord Shiva will also say, by then he resided there. As you saw Nandi, the Shiva's bull, you will see when you go to Nandagram, you see Nandi, the carrier of Lord Shiva, is there. And by the entrance of the Nandagram, you see big Nandi, the bull of Lord Shiva is there. So Shiva never leave that place. They always have darshan of the Lord, of Lord Krishna on daily basis. Hare Krishna. All right. 8:30. Prabhu, you take some comments from. You'd like to say something? Or question? I know we have 5 minutes. No, 5 minutes. Can I have 5 minutes?
Just a couple of points. quite interesting. You were narrating about Mansarovar and Gopeshwar Mahadev, which Prabhupada quoted there. Do you know where the reference is of Gopeshwar Mahadev's pastime?
Srila Prabhupada quoted it in Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Yeah, I know that's quoted, but you know the source of it. I really don't know, but anyway, that's...
Yeah, I have I got a note, I wrote it somewhere, but
okay,
but I know Prabhupada quoted in CC. I think Adilila CC.
Yeah, that's good. But the last pastime you were mentioning about Nandagram, and you know, the reason why, from there again, you know, I don't know where that pastime is, how it comes from, what's the source is. But from my understanding is that the remnants are offered first to Lord Shiva.
Mm.
When the Rajbhoga comes off or the Prasadam comes off, all the Prasadam is offered first to Lord Shiva.
Right. That's right. That's
Lord Shiva. So, you know, I was in Kenya, and you know, Gujarati people are generally attached to Lord Shiva. So one lady asked me if there's any compromise. You know, the only thing I could say was that, yes, you know, you first offer to Krishna and then you offer to Shiva. Is that okay, or?
Offer to Krishna and then offer Lord Shiva. Yes, Srila Prabhupada, I read, I think in the Bhagavatam...
5th canto is there?
Yeah, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that that Lord Shiva, being a Vaishnava, we may be a worshipper of Lord Shiva, but our all mode is to please Lord Shiva. If the Lord Shiva is not pleased, if you are not offering first to Lord Krishna and offer him, so you will never be satisfied. Okay, his humility is that I'm not going to offer something directly that offered to me. I accept, but I will accept the remnants, like you said. That's true. That's just going on daily basis.
Ongoing thing, yeah.
But I think you're right, because you can never be wrong, because Lord Shiva, he actually will only take a remnants. He won't take an offering directly. So that's why Prabhupada made some point earlier about out of formality he pleases his worshippers, but out of formality. But you can say it's like, you know, when a fly comes, no offense, but you want to get rid of, you know, just like that, you want to get rid of they came for this, just give them. And out of formality, because they worship me, or just give them, satisfy them, they go away. But if they want really sincere to want the bhakti of Lord Krishna, so Lord Shiva actually give something more valuable. But the point about prasadam, I think you're right, because if the offering, that's true, because we've been there with Bhakti Charan Maharaj, is true, the offering is offered to Nandi first. I mean, after the remnants, the offering comes, and it's offered to Nandi. The Lord Shiva accept the remnants. You're right. So I think it's proper. We have to just explain to them properly. Then they will understand. If they like, we all like you, but you know, if you like a person so much, and then I said, I don't want to know anything else. Prabhu, whatever you tell me, I'll accept it, because a Vaishnava, they don't concoct ideas. Any idea, they don't fabricate anything. So they have full faith in a Vaishnava that whatever you're telling me is 100%. You know, so that's the thing. We have faith, and devotees have faith in you. And like you do, if you want to speak, I have to do my research. I can't just come here. People have faith that whatever you're telling is genuine.
Sure.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
The other point I wanted to make was about where Giriraj Maharaj says in India, there was a gathering, a program, and it was mainly for elite people, and they had a Shiva deity there, And only the elite were allowed, and Prabhupada was also allowed to be in the room and offer some petals or flowers to Lord Shiva. And the devotees were peeping to see what Prabhupada would do. So Prabhupada he just flipped it back. And then he flipped the flower back, and then when the program was over, the devotees looked, there was a small deity of Krishna in the back. He didn't offer it to Lord Shiva. It's interesting.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
That's a very good one. Yes. So, see, that what we can hear, Prabhupada didn't want to be offensive, because if other worshippers are there, they may not understand, because we understand, and we expect everybody else to understand that. We have to be very sensitive, we have to be careful, not be fanatic. We are so fanatic. We go and blow our horns. No, we should be gods. This is wrong, We have to respect.
Correct.
So Prabhupada emphasized many times that we have to offer our respect.
Yeah.
And that, imagine all your body is full of demigods.
Yeah.
Do you know that? Your body, a different part of your body is like, there are Mitra, Varuna, and all this. If you study,
they all,
every part
is controlled.
is controlled by different demigods. Yeah. So you'll be offensive, then I got a very bad health. Why don't get bad health? Because you've been offensive.
That's why I generally don't like to use the name demigod. We say devatas,
Exact, 100%. We don't use it. Prabhupada used it. Okay, fine, he's there, the demigods.
Yeah, devatas. Yeah.
When we preach, we don't use the word demigod.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Gaur Bhaktavind ki jai.
Hare Krishna. The